Hello everybody and welcome back to Chesterton Road. You join me for the January update for the layout. Hope you're all doing very well. I've been holding off putting a video together just because I didn't really feel like I've made a huge amount of progress. Just because I've been doing kind of bits and pieces here and there. But now that I've sort of taken a step back and had a look at what progress I've made, it's actually fairly significant, so I thought I'd better put a little video together just to show the progress that I've made. The layout's in 3 sections, so what I'll do is I'll start on the first section on the left and then kind of work my way along and show the progress that I've made on each board. So without further ado, I'll get straight into it. So the first and most noticeable difference is the backboards. I think in my previous video I was talking about potentially adding a back scene just to make it look a bit more interesting, but I've got quite a lot of sort of detail and things that are already right on the back of the layout, and trying to add a back scene and sort of cut it around things like the ballast piles would have been almost impossible, so I kind of decided against that. But I was bored one afternoon. I thought I'd have a go at painting on a sort of cloudy sky background and just kind of see what it looked like. If it didn't work out, I could always paint over it again. So I set about that, just kind of with dabbing on a blue colour for the sky, and then just kind of going over it with various mixes of sort of off-white to like a darker grey, and just kept going over and over with countless different layers, using a sponge and just kind of dabbing it on fairly lightly, and eventually ended up with what you can see now, which I'm fairly happy with. It's obviously not kind of photorealistic or anything like that, but it does look quite good, I think, and it certainly looks a bit more interesting than the plain kind of neutral. It was like a light blue colour that I had before that didn't really have any interest to it. So that's the main thing that I've done. Obviously I've done that all along, which I'll show you in due course. And then the other thing that I've done, which you can see there along the back as well, is I've started adding some greenery, some trees and bushes and things. I started off just with using woodland Felix polyfibre just to create like a base layer of kind of bushes or hedges, and then just added sort of fine turf scatters just to make them look a bit more realistic. And then I've started adding in the trees, and what I'll do, if I'll just move you along a bit, I'll give you a slightly better view. That looks a little bit better. So the trees I've made using sea foam. I think it was a tub of Gauge Master sea foam that I got for about 15 quid, I think it was. One of the reasons I wanted to add like trees and things along the back there is that firstly, I haven't got much greenery on the layout, and I thought it looked a bit boring. It's kind of one of the things that brings the layout to life. And also, I'd never tried to make any trees or anything like that, so I thought it'd be a good idea to have a go and see if I can sort of make something that looks half decent. And I'm quite pleased with how they're looking so far. So they're basically just a sea foam, and then to that I've glued some coarse turf, Woodland Phoenix coarse turf. I can't remember what shade it was, one of the greens, just to kind of bulk the sea foam out a bit and just make it look a bit more realistic. And then on top of that I've just added various mixtures of fine turf and scatters, just to give a bit of variation between the trees, and yeah, so they don't look too uniform. And I've kind of spaced them out a bit using the good bits of sea foam that actually sort of had proper kind of tree trunk look to them, and then in between the gaps, to sort of fill it out a bit, I'll use the smaller scraps that aren't good enough to make proper trees in their own right, and then that will sort of fill in the background, so you can't see any background behind there. So for this end board, that's the main thing that I've done there. There is just a couple of other bits which I'll take you off the tripod and show you. So one of the other things that I've started adding to the layout is some signs. As you can see there, we've got one at the depot entrance. These were from a company called Sankey Phoenix, which I'll put a link in the video description, so you can have a look at those. But yeah, they're really good, really well done, really good quality printing on them. It was only about £2-3 I think for an A5 sheet with various different depot ones on there. So we've got like a health and safety notice there at the entrance of the depot, and then just slightly further around we've got like a warning sign on the fence there, and then like your stop sign for the entrance to the depot there. So that's just a few little bits of detail there. I've also added some more further down the layout, which I'll show you in a little while. So as we move down to the middle of the layout, obviously again you can see the background of got the cloudy sort of sky scene that I painted on there. One of the issues that did throw up is that obviously the horizon was right at the very bottom of the layout, so it did kind of give the illusion that the whole thing was set kind of on the beach almost, especially where the ballast piles are. It did very much look like a beach scene. So some areas it's not a problem, particularly like on the first board where I've got the trees. That obviously draws the horizon up a bit, but this particular area here has been a bit of an issue. I've added in that low relief kind of shed effect sort of building there, purely to lift the horizon, as I say, so it doesn't look so much like a beach. It's not something I'd intended to add in, but it fits in okay. It looks alright, and it needed to be there basically. And then again, behind the signal box there's like a small brick wall which I've put in. Again, that's just to hide what's behind it. It doesn't serve any other purpose than that. It's not stuck in yet. I've just put that in there temporarily. It does kind of look like it's there for the sake of it, which is why I've not stuck it in, because I may come up with a slightly better idea later down the line. But that's what that's for at the moment. And then this area to the left near the bottom, down here, this area here, I'm going to re-landscape. That cardboard rectangle there is just the footprint of a little brick kind of office type building that I've got. I haven't put that together yet. I literally only received it in the post this morning, but I'll probably do a separate video on that, or I might even tag it onto the end of this one just to show what that is. But that's going to be as I say, sort of re-landscaped. We'll have the building in there, and then kind of redo the greenery to make it look a bit more realistic. That was one of the first bits of greenery I think I did on the layout, and yeah, I think I can do a little bit better than that now. Also, pretty much all of this kind of ballasted area and rough ground has been redone. Again, I just wasn't 100% happy with it, and I knew I could do something a little bit better. So at the moment it's just kind of base ground cover, a little bit of kind of fine turf added in just to make it a little bit sort of greener, and also a little bit of 2mm static grass, but you can't see it on camera there. It's all very fine, very discreet. But yeah, I may add some more detail to that at a later date, or I might just leave it as it is. Yeah, I don't want to go sort of overboard with like bushes and greenery and stuff, and kind of try and cram it in everywhere. I want to kind of keep the illusion of it being quite a sort of wide open space. So yeah, I may well leave that as it is. So that's pretty much it for the middle part of the layout. So I will now move my way down to the end. So here we are down the other end of the layout. Again, the back scene, you can see the cloud effect. This does need a little bit of touching up here and there, as you can see sort of where the ballast pile is. That needs to be kind of blended in a little bit better doesn't quite look right at the moment. I've got a couple more signs there, as you can see. I'll show you them a bit closer up in a second. Again, not a huge amount of progress here. Got some more trees, as you can see in the background, a bit more greenery. Just kind of working on that area. Again, some of the ground cover I've just kind of redone here and there just to make it look a bit better. Obviously, the office building is missing at the moment. That's because I've been adding lighting to that. Had a bit of a mental block with that for the last few months. I've just kept kind of looking at it and trying to work out whether to add lighting to it or not, and how best to do it. But I did finally get around to sorting it out, and that's almost finished now. So once I've got that back on the layout permanently and the lighting wired up, I'll probably do a separate little video on that just to show how I've done that. But yeah, I'm quite pleased that that's now kind of getting to a stage where it's almost ready to be set permanently on the layout, rather than just kind of sitting there looking unfinished, basically. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this end of the layout. Again, as I say, none of it's major progress, none of it particularly sort of groundbreaking or earth-shattering, but that's kind of the stage I'm at now, where it's just kind of adding in the little details here and there, just to try and sort of bring it all to life and tie it all together. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the update. As I say, I'll add in a little video showing you how I made the signs at the crossing there, and again the little office building that I've got, I'll maybe tag a little bit on the end of that, just to show you what that is, give you an idea of what that's going to look like. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this layout, just for this update, just a quick one, just to keep you up to date with what I've been doing. I'll add a short running session onto the end, just to add a bit more interest, give a few shots of the Hatton 66, which you can just kind of see peeking into shot there. Obviously my previous video was covering that. Really pleased with it, really impressed with it. It's a really nice loco, really good addition to the layout. So I'll leave a few running shots of that and some of the other locos on the layout. But other than that, I'll say thank you very much for watching. Do please like, comment and subscribe. I do appreciate everyone's comments. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video, but until then, stay safe, happy modelling, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.